Are you looking for the best monitors? In this video we will look at some of the 7 best monitors on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. ASUS ROG Swift OLED PG27 UCDM. The best monitor we've tested is the ASUS ROG Swift OLED PG27 UCDM. It's a premium 27-inch, 4K monitor that has a QD OLED panel. Although it's designed with gaming in mind, it's great for a variety of uses and offers fantastic picture quality. Your favorite content appears realistic, as it displays deep, inky blacks in dark rooms and makes highlights pop, while also making colors look vivid. However, the picture quality is worse in bright rooms because the black levels rise, making the colors appear purple. It's also one of the best options for gaming because of its 240Hz refresh rate and near-instantaneous response time. It even has HDMI and DisplayPort 2.1 bandwidth to take full advantage of gaming consoles and modern graphics cards. While OLEDs like this risk permanent burn-in with constant exposure to the same static elements over time, the risk is mitigated if you vary your usage. Even if you want to use it for work, its 4K resolution helps result in sharp text clarity. It has a USB-C port with 90W of power delivery and a COVM switch, which helps if you want to change sources and use the same keyboard and mouse on both. The 27-inch screen is also big enough to place 2 windows side by side. However, you can check out the 32-inch ASUS ROG Swift OLED PG32 UCDM if you want a larger screen. It performs similarly, but text isn't as sharp due to its lower pixel density. See our recommendations for the best OLED monitors. At number 2. ASUS ROG Strix OLED XG32 UCWMG. If you don't need all the premium features of the ASUS ROG Swift OLED PG27 UCDM and you prefer saving a bit of money, look into the ASUS ROG Strix OLED XG32 UCWMG. Although it's not significantly cheaper, it's a step down in a few areas. It lacks DisplayPort 2.1 bandwidth to take advantage of modern graphics cards, and its USB-C port is limited to 15W of power, which isn't enough to charge laptops while you're using it. However, it still has a COVM switch that helps if you connect 2 computers to the monitor, and it has the same 4K resolution as the PG27 UCDM for detailed images and sharp text. Additionally, it features a larger 32-inch screen for an even more immersive experience. Like the PG27 UCDM, it's an OLED monitor with fantastic picture quality, thanks to its deep blacks and absence of haloing around bright objects. However, an advantage of choosing this over the PG27 UCDM is that its OLED panel retains low black levels significantly better in bright rooms, allowing you to achieve those deep blacks in any environment. It also features a glossy coating that enhances image clarity. Additionally, it features a few handy gaming enhancements, including a mode that boosts its native 240Hz refresh rate to 480Hz at a lower 1080p resolution for a smoother experience. See our recommendations for the best 4K monitors. At number 3. BenQ MOBIUZ EX321UX. If you're a content creator and you're concerned about the risk of burn-in on the ASUS ROG Swift OLED PG27 UCDM or the ASUS ROG Strix OLED XG32 UCWMG, check out the BenQ MOBIUZ EX321UX. It's different from both ASUS monitors because instead of having an OLED panel, it uses an IPS panel with mini LED backlighting. This means it doesn't have the same deep, inky blacks in dark rooms without any haloing. However, its 1152 local dimming zones still help improve its contrast ratio, producing deep enough blacks in dark rooms, though with some haloing around bright objects. What makes this better for content creation is that it gets incredibly bright, so highlights pop, and it fights glare easily even in sunny workspaces. It also covers the most common color spaces and makes colors look vivid. Additionally, it features an accurate sRGB mode, so you won't need to calibrate it unless you're a professional editor. It also features some productivity enhancements, including a USB-C port with 65W of power and DisplayPort Alt mode, which allows for connecting a laptop, as well as a COVM switch that enables easy switching between sources and the use of the same peripherals on both. See our recommendations for the best monitors for graphic design. At number 4. Dell U2725QE. While the BenQ MOBIUZ EX321UX is a great choice for general work use, it's also expensive. If you prefer getting a productivity monitor that's still great for work and costs less, look into the Dell U2725QE. It has a high 4K resolution that makes text look sharp, and it has wide viewing angles and incredible ergonomics, so it's easy to share your screen with someone else or adjust it to a preferred position. Another advantage of getting this over other 4K options, like the BenQ, is that it has a massive USB hub to which you can connect a variety of devices. This includes 5 USB-A ports and 5 more USB-C ports, plus it has a KVM switch and it supports Thunderbolt 4 and 140W of power, which is ideal if you want to connect a MacBook and charge it with one cable. Although it isn't as bright as the BenQ, it's still fine if you want to use it in a room with a few lights around, but reflections can get distracting as sunny room. You can also look into the Dell U3225QE if you want something similar with a bigger 32-inch screen, but you're paying extra for that additional screen space. See our recommendations for the best work monitors. At number 5. Acer Nitro 15275K P5 If you don't need a high-end monitor for one specific use and you prefer something versatile in the mid-range price category, look into the Acer Nitro 15275K P5. Like the BenQ MOBIUZ EX321UX, as it also uses mini LED backlighting that helps improve the black levels and overall picture quality in HDR, but there are still some trade-offs. For example, the local dimming feature has some haloing in black crush, and you can't use it in SDR at all, so the picture quality is worse in SDR. The Acer also has fewer features than the Dell U2725QE, as it has a smaller USB hub and lacks Thunderbolt support, but still has a KVM switch and DisplayPort Alt mode. Regardless of these trade-offs, it's still a versatile monitor for both work and play. It has everything you'd want in a gaming monitor, like HDMI 2.1 bandwidth to take advantage of gaming consoles. Motion looks sharp, and it has low input lag for a responsive feel at any refresh rate. Plus, its 4K resolution helps deliver sharp images and text, and while it isn't as bright as the BenQ, it still fights glare in well-lit rooms. See our recommendations for the best mini LED monitors. At number 6. ASUS Q27G3XMN. If you're looking for a multi-use monitor and you're on a budget, look at the ASUS Q27G3XMN. It has a lower 1440p resolution than the Acer Nitro 15275K P5, so text and images aren't as sharp and detailed. Another trade-off for getting something cheaper is that the ASUS has fewer features than the Acer, as it doesn't have a USB hub to connect your devices. That's normal for an entry-level monitor, so you must ensure your computer has enough ports to connect your devices. The biggest advantage of the ASUS, especially compared to other low-cost monitors, is that it utilizes mini LED backlighting, similar to that of the Acer. This means it displays deep blacks against bright highlights, which is great for watching HDR content, especially in dark rooms. Its local dimming is even better than that of the Acer, as it has less haloing and black crush, and you can use it in SDR if you prefer. Lastly, it features gaming capabilities, including a 180Hz refresh rate and a fast response time. However, there's smearing behind fast-moving objects. If you can't find this monitor available in your region, you can also check out the similar ASUS Q27G40XMN if you can find it. It even has a better local dimming feature, but it has bugs and worse motion handling. See our recommendations for the best budget and cheap monitors. At number 7. MSI G274QPF-QD. If you want a cheap and simple option that's less expensive than the ASUS Q27G3XMN, look at the MSI G274QPF-QD. While it's a 27-inch, 1440p monitor like the ASUS, there are some things to keep in mind as you drop down in price categories. It has significantly worse picture quality, as it lacks mini LED backlighting, unlike the ASUS, and it also lacks local dimming. Combined with its low contrast ratio, this means blacks appear gray and highlights don't pop, resulting in a less vivid HDR experience. However, this is what you have to expect at this price point. It remains a versatile display for various purposes, including gaming. It features a 170Hz refresh rate that's fast enough for entry-level gamers, and motion appears fairly sharp, with less black smearing than the ASUS. Its 1440p resolution also helps make text looks decently sharp, and it has a few useful productivity features, like an ergonomic stand and a USB-C port with DisplayPort Alt mode, but it's limited to 15W of power delivery. If you need a work device with a larger USB hub, you can also consider the Dell P2425H, although it features a smaller screen and lower 1080p resolution. See our recommendations for the best monitors under $200.